The weather outside is frightful, so we're filming inside in the dark. This second part of my Christmas Q&A. Now, I know what you're thinking. A little bit of wires over here, but I have got some twinkly lights. They're not twinkly lights, are they? Fairy lights, because they're not twinkling. So, I have more questions. I asked on Instagram for some festive Q&A questions. I already did part 1, which was like presents, gift giving, magic of Christmas. Today we're going to talk about food, drink and traditions. I'm going to start with, do you have a special Christmas Day breakfast? So, historically, and this has happened on and off for the last 4 years since we've all lived together, but historically, well, when I lived at home and then a little bit after, my mum would make smoked salmon. This was kind of like an appetizer, I suppose. We would have it like mid-morning. Smoked salmon sandwiches, but they were like open sandwiches, so just like smoked salmon on bread. It was nicer than it sounds. Smoked salmon on some bread, just cut into little triangles. It was cute. And mushroom vol au vents, which are incredible. I have tried to make them. They are not the same. My mum is like a master of the mushroom vol au vent. So they were the things that we had in the morning. And now having like, having grown up with mushroom vol au vents, smoked salmon, open sandwiches in the morning, most people I've met wouldn't like either of those things. So many people don't like fish and so many people don't like mushrooms. So it's kind of insane that they were the things that we had, but we did. And they are things that I still associate with Christmas. My mum's made them a couple of times since we've been here. When I grew up, she would make them. So when we came over, she'd saved some for me. That's definitely something that I still occasionally will try and make for myself. And I think in the coming years, I will try to at least keep the smoked salmon tradition. I can make that. I can do that. But I like the thing of having a certain kind of thing for breakfast in the morning. So I think from next year, when we've just got the house to ourselves and we can kind of like spread out the kitchen and the dining and stuff like that, I'd quite like to bring in some traditions like that, like breakfast traditions for Christmas. But as is, not loads. Christmas pudding, yay or nay? Nay. Also, mince pies, yay or nay? Absolutely nay. I don't like a lot of Christmas food. Followed by favourite Christmas food. This is hard. Oh, do you know what? I was making a list for a different video. Let me see if I've got it in this festive fades. Right, so I was going to make a whole separate video and then I realised this is going to be so many videos of like this kind of thing. So I thought because the Q&A covered this, here we are. Right, so I didn't know I liked camembert until a couple of years ago. So many years of my life that I wasted not eating camembert. Now, I like it so much, I have it all the time. I should save it for Christmas so it's a special food, but it's not. But I will throw it out there because it's amazing. I now really enjoy, get this, camembert, but it's a President camembert and it's a cream. Camembert cream, and it's spreadable. It's still a piece of cheese, but you can immediately spread it. It's like really soft, even straight from the fridge. Spread it on a cracker. Out of this world. And it's milder as well. That on crusty bread with chorizo slices. Incredible. And then preferably on the side I would like a little pot of mini cocktail gherkins. They're like the proper pickled ones, not the sweet ones. My fave. So I'll throw that out there. Not a Christmas food because I eat it all the time, but that. And party food. Like, I like little party food from Marks and Spencer, Tesco, wherever. That feels like a party, even though it's not. We will have it. Like this year, we've liked to have little kind of charcuterie boards. Everyone calls it something different. I think dependent on what's on it, it would be called something different. But like with meats and cheeses and that kind of thing. And I think we've always kind of done that at Christmas time. Or some people would be like a picky tea. At Christmas time, we like to do that kind of thing. Like on a weekend, we'll have a tea where it's just little different bits of party food, and I like that. Who cooks on Christmas Day? Again, historically, that's my mom, and for the last couple of years, she has still cooked. We don't have space for us all to eat together. So in our house, we don't have space for a dining table. The last couple of years, she has made, what did she do? I think this year she's making it at my brother's house, and they're eating it there. He and my grandma are going there. And as I understand it, this is all cool because he lives alone and she lives alone, and so they can bubble. But we'll see. Rules can change, but that's the plan, if they're allowed to do that as and when it happens. Our plan is to go out. So for the past 4 years, we have eaten out for dinner, and I cannot recommend it enough. It's amazing. The very, very first Christmas that we had, like literally days after we moved in, we ate here, and it was so stressful because we just didn't have enough space. You can't have like 2 living areas. Like the dining area is effectively a living area. It was all just too much. And so we thought, right, while we're living together, we're going to eat out. And I actually really enjoy it. And I think that I would probably quite like to continue to do that. But also next year, I would quite like to do Christmas here at home and not have to go out and not have to go and eat. I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do. But historically, Mum's always made dinner and it's amazing. She's a great cook. And even when we have eaten out, she's like made another Christmas dinner. So we've got leftovers. Best. Favourite Christmas drink? Bucks Fizz, any day of the week. My dad used to make Pimm's on Christmas morning. Do you know what? I don't like Pimm's. I don't like Pimm's. We did a lot of cocktails over lockdown. I did a little IGTV thing the other day. Not IGTV. Instagram did this thing called guides. So it's like you can put lots of different posts together in a guide so you can like scroll through them all. And I did all the cocktails that I posted about that we did during lockdown. And I was going through them all and I thought, yeah, Pimm's. Tried it again. I don't like Pimm's. I just don't like it. Quality Street or Roses? Quality Street, every day of the week. I love the strawberry creams. My favourite chocolate of all time. When they have brought out in the past the giant ones that's got loads of strawberry creams inside, I have bought those and hidden them because Lee doesn't like them. Me and the kids both like them. And I think I got one for Ella at Christmas last year, but I love them. It's my favourite. And it's also, loads of people don't like them. So it's also a great one to like because when I go to other people's houses, it's like them and the coconut ones or the coffee ones. They're always left and people don't mind me having them. Favourite part of Christmas dinner? So everyone was saying in these questions, like, what's your favourite part of Christmas dinner? My favourite part of Christmas dinner is pigs and blankets. I'm like, I don't know, I like pigs and blankets, but hear me out. I like sprouts. I know people don't like sprouts, but I like sprouts. I always liked sprouts, even as a kid. I tend to like green vegetables of all kinds. I don't like other coloured vegetables. As a rule. I do like white cabbage, but that's white. It's not really a colour. I can't think off the top of my head of any other vegetables or fruit that I like that's not green. And I don't know if it's psychosomatic or what. Even apples. I only like Granny Smith's green apples. I'm thinking. I suppose lemons and oranges. I would like. Strawberries are red. Okay. Yeah, it's just vegetables. But it's green. Only green. I eat other ones. Like, I'll like have tomatoes and things and I'll like chop up carrots for things and I'll have them in things. It's not my fave. It's not my fave. Would not choose. I wouldn't eat like carrot batons, for example. No. I have a question that I wanted to answer, but I was kind of surprised that I received it. Do you allow yourself to gain a few pounds over Christmas? Could put back over January or in January? No, that's not really something that I ever consider. And I don't know if that's just a point of privilege that I've never had to consider it. Don't get me wrong, I definitely like fluctuate weight-wise. But I just don't like to think too much about it. I don't like to... I think if I think too much about it, because I have in the past, gone on diets and things after children and whatever, and looked into calories and done the thing where you write down what you're eating. And I found that the more I thought about it, the hungrier I was and the more I wanted to eat. As soon as I start tracking calories, I start thinking about what I can't have. And right now, what time is it? It's probably nearly 2 o'clock and I haven't eaten anything all day. I've been busy. I've been filming, I've been editing, I've been making lists and making like preparations for doing these things. And I just haven't thought about it. If I was on a diet, which like I say, I've definitely done in the past, I would have last night already been thinking, right, when I get up I can eat this. This is this many calories. And at lunchtime I can have this. If I think less about it, it's not an issue. And so it's not something that I consider. It's not, I don't allow myself or not allow myself things. But I have spoken about this in the past when I've talked about comfort spending. I think we've all got our vices, and I for sure have justified, well, I'll just buy that extra thing because it's Christmas. And so I understand that for some people that's food and drink. But no, that's not something that I've considered. Traditions, right, so one tradition from my childhood that I'm keeping with my kids, and this kind of follows through into Christmas Eve traditions as well. So the only real proper tradition that we've got, I mean, I have enjoyed doing something on Christmas Eve. When I was a kid, we had a Chinese on Christmas Eve, and for a while that was like Marks and Spencer's Chinese. It was very exciting. It was like very bougie to have Marks and Spencer's food on Christmas Eve. And then eventually there were some Chinese shops, some Chinese takeaways near us that were open. And so we would get an actual Chinese takeaway. My dad would go to the pub, we would have it delivered for when he got back. And then my dad gave us Christmas Eve pajamas. That was our Christmas Eve tradition. And so, and we still do that now. I'm 34. My dad still gives Neely and the kids pajamas for Christmas on Christmas Eve. And I really, really like that tradition. I think that's a nice tradition to keep up. And that is something that I will do with my grandchildren one day. Maybe, if I'm allowed grandchildren. I know I'm not entitled to grandchildren, but I think I'm allowed to be hopeful. So we don't do the Chinese specifically, but like I was saying about party food, we get some kind of party food on Christmas Eve. We'll watch a movie, we have that kind of thing. We do the Christmas pajamas. In recent years, we've done like reindeer food and things like that. I think that's really cute. And obviously, you know, leaving things out for Santa, those things. I like it. I think it's nice. The Christmas Eve thing is probably the only kind of tradition that we keep up every single year. What does your Christmas Day look like? Someone also said, do you get dressed up for Christmas Day? So since I was a kid, since I was probably 18, I haven't had a Christmas where I've stayed at home all day. Have I? Oh no, the first year we moved in here I did. But that was like mega stress. We just moved in, it was like a lot. So I don't feel like I really appreciated that like I would now. So I always got dressed up for Christmas Day, as in got dressed up to leave the house. And I always liked to be somewhat dressed up. I wouldn't like wear what I'm wearing now, like jeans and a t-shirt. I would be dressed up to a degree, whether that be like a nice jumper or whatever. I didn't get dressed up. The last few years since we've been going out for dinner, I've been getting dressed up. Like I had a red dress last year that I wore, and I thought, this is my Christmas dress. I'm going to wear this every year on Christmas Day. I love this dress. And I can't think of another time I'm going to wear it because it's this red. It's like bright red. It's a Christmas dress. And I've really enjoyed that. I've really enjoyed getting dressed up for Christmas dinner. And so, yeah, now we do. And so now our day looks like we get up, we do the presents with the kids. I see mum and dad. We have like some time where the kids are playing with their toys or doing whatever. We can kind of have some chill time. Get ready, we go out for dinner. Mum and dad then do dinner with my brother and my grandma, because again we have to separate this right now because of space. There wouldn't be enough space for all of the people. I think next year we'll do things differently because obviously we'll have different living situation. But that's what we do, and then we come back together afterwards, and then mum and dad will give the kids the presents. One thing that we did have as a tradition, presents-wise, when we were kids, was my presents from my dad's mom, my grandma. Her presents were always after dinner. And I think that's a great tradition to keep. To have one set of presents from a grandparent or from whoever that the kids have got to wait until after dinner to have those presents. It's nice to have extra presents to open after Christmas dinner. Okay, the last question is, do you think you'll go to the Boxing Day sales this year? And I threw this in as a tradition because it is a tradition and I can't remember the last time I didn't go. Did I go? I worked in Meadowhall over Christmas, and I know I worked Christmas Eve, and I'm trying to remember if I worked Boxing Day. Yes, I did. I worked on Boxing Day because we stayed at my parents' house, and I remember being like, oh my God, I gotta get up. I had to get up early to be at work early on Boxing Day. And I think I was either leaving work or I was breaking for lunch, and I saw my brother and my dad in Meadowhall on Boxing Day. So yeah, no, even when I was working, I was in Meadowhall on Boxing Day. But I love it. It's my fave. We get in early. We don't necessarily buy things, but it's just like a tradition. We go and have breakfast. Oh my God, it won't be there. I was going to say we go and have breakfast at the House of Fraser Cafe. That's boarded up now. That's not there. Oh man, that's really sad. We're not doing it this year. If it's open, we're not doing it. It's unnecessary. I can deal with crowds and stuff on a good day. I'm not queuing to get into Meadowhall on Boxing Day, and that will be the situation. I don't need to be there. It was fun. It was never necessary, and especially now, no. I'm quite excited this year to shop the sales because we'll have a house to furnish. So by that point, we will hopefully have a date for this is what's going to happen. This is when mum and dad can move. This is when we can have like a dining table delivered, that kind of thing. So I'm excited to do some shopping for like home stuff that we need in the January sales. So Boxing Day will probably be that. We will not be leaving the house on Boxing Day this year, which I'm kind of sad about because, you know, it is a tradition. It is a thing we do every year, but also I'm not sad about it. There would be other things I would miss more. So that's it. That is it for my Q&A for this year. I'm sure I've answered some of these questions a million times before. Some answers do change, but thanks for those of you who sent me the questions so that I could make this video. I thought it would be a fun little festive thing to do a couple of Q&As. I don't think we need very much more shopping content and gift guides and stuff like that at this time. If you haven't already, go and check out my other channel because I'm doing Vlogmas, so I'm vlogging every single day. Vlogmas, and check out the first one of my Q&As because there's other questions about other things you may want to know. I will see you guys next time. Bye!